Hello and welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Real glad that you could join us again. Going to be speaking with Dr. Kenyon Godwin this evening. He's the owner and operator of 2 active family wellness centers in Arlington, Texas, and he's joining us on the program to talk about his approach to healing with an effective lifestyle modification program that utilizes functional medicine. Welcome to Health Professional Radio, Dr. Kenyon Godwin, and thank you so much for taking the time this evening.
Well, thank you, Neil. I'm really honored to be here today and be on this call. So I'm just excited to share.
So I understand that you are a doctor of chiropractic. Give our listeners a bit of background into your area of expertise.
I am. So the way I describe myself, is a little different than what you're probably used to. I tell people that really what I do is help people transform their lives and be a better version of themselves. Chiropractic and functional medicine are the tools or the methods that I use to accomplish that. So basically, out of high school, I went into the Air Force. I went into the United States Air Force military at 17 years old, and I went into the medical field. And I did that for 8 years. And some things that happened in my early childhood, along with my medical exposure, just led me to pursuing being a doctor. And for me, it was a little different because the way I grew up, we didn't use medication. We rarely ever went to a doctor. It was more of things out of the kitchen and home remedies, that type of deal. Mm-hmm. And so I just felt some conflict of me pursuing medication prescribing route because it wasn't what I was used to. Not that it's good or bad. It just wasn't what I was used to. And I knew for sure, Neil, that I did not want to deliver babies, right?
Knew that for a fact.
I didn't think I was up to the task for that. Mm-hmm. And so as I took my anatomy and physiology courses for undergrad, my first instructor was a chiropractor, and he taught all of us in the class the parts of the body using stories from his office. And it was just so intriguing that I was like, hey, I got to figure out more about this chiropractic profession. It was the first time I had honestly heard about it. And I started pursuing it just based off of that class. Back then, the internet wasn't what it is now. So I got very limited information, and I just pursued it kind of blindly until I actually, my first true encounter with chiropractic and understanding was my first day of class. And I know most people wouldn't put all their chips on the line without knowing all the information, but I just knew that it was holistic. It was including exercise and nutrition, and it just seemed like it was a good fit for the type of lifestyle I was accustomed to.
We're all familiar with the term chiropractic medicine. Is functional medicine simply another term for chiropractic medicine, or is functional medicine a discipline within chiropractic?
So actually, functional medicine is its own discipline.
Okay.
So functional medicine, I have colleagues that are of all backgrounds. So there's some medical doctors, there's naturopaths, there's homeopaths, there's dentists, there's chiropractors. So all types of specialties. So functional medicine, what I love about it is it's really principle-based around getting to the underlying cause of disease versus just treating the symptoms. So even though the word medicine is in it, there's no medicine. You're doing comprehensive lab testing, and you're looking at the whole person and their lifestyle, and then you're using holistic methods. For us, I can tell you about my office. We're a little different, but we use a combination of what I call my 5 pillars. So that is detoxification, nutrition, we look at hormones, we look at fitness and exercise, and then mentorship. We're used to coaches and mentors for sports, for business, for everything. And yet so many people are suffering with ill health because they don't have someone to actually walk them through these strategies and how to implement this so that they can be successful. So that's what functional medicine is. It's regardless of what your medical or healthcare discipline is, you can get the training and the resources and learn how to apply this. And man, it really changes lives. So I'm kind of like a dual person. I'm a chiropractor full-time, adjusting people of all ages. My oldest patient is 95 years old. I adjust infants and newborns, but I also do functional medicine. So I'm kind of like 2 practitioners in one.
When you mentioned mentorship, having someone to talk to get you through, I guess, to the next phase of your transformation, what about the mental aspects? Is that included in this transformation when they come to your centers there in Arlington?
It is. So my outlook, my philosophy of health is quite simple. I believe that health is a combination of spiritual health, mental health and physical health, because if you have a problem in one area, it will show up in the others. And whereas the healthcare model is so skewed, whereas mental health is its own thing and it kind of has a bad connotation, people are afraid to talk about mental health or go into it. And so as long as we keep the body and the person separated into parts, it's hard to truly help them heal. And that's been I believe, one of the secrets this year that has helped me help so many people. I've helped more people this year with functional medicine in 2020 than I have my entire 10 years in practice. And I was just taking note, not doing an actual research or study on it, but I was just taking note. And 98% of the people that I've worked with this year and helped had one thing in common, and they all had some type of traumatic, stressful event that has occurred in their life. And between that event and now, they found themselves unhealthy, whether it be a lot of weight gain, autoimmune disorders, digestive and gut health issues. But almost always when I ask them about, hey, when was the last time you felt healthy, the last time you felt normal compared to now, the difference maker is something happened in that time frame. And so the way I have my program set up, I address the mental and emotional health, not from a psychology or therapist standpoint, but my own unique way. And because I'm the business owner, I can take time to pray with someone, encourage them however I feel led and not have to ask permission or worry about if it's politically correct.
As a fellow Air Force veteran, and thank you for your service, have you seen, increase in veterans taking advantage of chiropractic through the VA? And do you deal with the VA?
Absolutely. So it's funny you asked that question. I did my internship while I was in chiropractic school at the Dallas VA hospital, and it opened my eyes to a whole different world. And actually, that experience at the VA hospital helped shape how I practice. And so I am a VA registered provider. I do see lots of veterans, and there's more veterans taking advantage of chiropractic care. The wait list right now is over 6 months for chiropractic care. So you have people waiting 6 months to a year just to get in for one visit. And they get about 6 visits the VA authorizes in the hospitals or the clinics, and then they fall off the list and have to wait another 6 months because there's so many, the demand is so high. And so we are a choice provider, and we do see a lot of veterans. And even if they don't come through the VA, if they come here and they're a veteran, we offer them discounts year round just for, their service. And that's also extended to firefighters, police, emergency services personnel, but they definitely need it, man.
Give our listeners a website where we can learn a lot more about the Active Family Wellness Centers in Arlington and more about your philosophy as a way of approaching healing.
The website is www.tx, like Texas, wellness, and then doc.com. So it should read texaswellnessdoc.com is the website for our Active Family Wellness Center. And based off of what I was doing in business and in practice with Active Family Wellness Center, some of these principles I was able to use, and I started a consulting company, a business consulting company last year called Dreams Consulting, where I specifically only focus on mindset. And matter of fact, I coined the term bulletproof mindset is the name of our program. So I help entrepreneurs, faith-based entrepreneurs, regardless of what profession they're in, work on their mindset because, man, especially a year like this, it can be so mentally tough and draining. If you don't have the right principles and ways of thinking, it can be the difference between whether you're successful or not.
Well, I appreciate you joining us here, Kenyon. I'm hoping that we'll speak again in the future.
Same here. Thank you so much, Neil.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard, in conversation with Dr. Kenyon Godwin. Audio copies of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, listen in, download it SoundCloud, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com, Health Professional Radio.